Hello, you big cat lovers out there. Welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking for Big Cats with your host, Julia Child. We're here today, we're going to be preparing some chicken thighs. Thighs of chickens for Mr. Chompers. When you're preparing the chicken thighs, it's important that you have the tongs. The mouth of a tiger, of a big cat, is very strong, it's very powerful. Sometimes his attention span is a little off. There we go. Wonderful. Chompers is in here because he's going to be having a procedure done on his peats. His nails are not growing properly, and they're starting to curl back in, and they're starting to hurt the pads. It's important that you have pads that don't hurt, so that you can properly grab your chicken, or that you can walk to wherever your chicken happens to be. Chomp chomp. Look at that. He's so wonderful at taking it. Now, as always, whenever you're cooking chicken for big cats, you have to place it in the oven first at 0 degrees for 0 minutes, so that it is absolutely raw, so that there's no cooking at all. Oh, there we go. It almost fell down. Yes, we're just making our way through. Making our way through. Not at all. Now, when you're preparing, you can be as rigorous as you want to be with the chicken, because, well, quite frankly, it doesn't really mind. It's not quite alive anymore. It's rather dead. It's rather dead. Just really have at it. Just tenderize it and just really beat it up, and everything is fine. It's wonderful. Sometimes it adds a little bit of panache, a little bit of texture that the cats appreciate. One more piece. There we go. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Let's see, we're already halfway done. Chompers! Come here, Chompers. Oh, you're being difficult, Chompers. Come over here. Look this way, please. There we go. Yes. See, one of the most important elements when you're cooking for big cats is to be persistent. You must be persistent. You must never be dissuaded whenever a cat is being difficult. They say, no, I don't want to eat this piece right now. You must try it again, and you must present it again, and say, well, how about this piece? And they say, I don't want that piece, and then you take it back like this, and then you show it to them again, and you're like, what about this piece? And to them, it can just be an entirely new piece of chicken. Chompers! Oh, yes. You're very good at this. You're very good at this in a not-so-good way. You know, I will say that oftentimes the cats that give you a bit of a headache are oftentimes the most memorable cats. The ones that can be the most frustrating and difficult to work with, they're the ones that stick with you the most. They're the ones that leave the biggest imprint on you. Here we go. Good boy. Good boy. Look at this, we're making our way through the package so wonderfully, so diligently. Home stretch, Chompers. Home stretch. Whiskers. Sometimes, whenever you're cooking for big cats, you're going to be having a few pieces that are left over, but the majority of the pieces have been consumed by the big cat. So if they do leave a few pieces here and there, don't ever think that you're a failure. In fact, I often enter into these transactions with more pieces than I feel like I'm ever going to need. And in doing so, I can ensure that if I make a mistake, or if he doesn't eat them all, he will still get enough to provide him with sustenance and strength. Isn't he a handsome fellow? So, thus concludes an episode of Cooking for Big Cats with your host, Julia Child. Thank you very much for watching. Bon appetit! Foo, 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 foo.